Hi, my name is Taylor Elkin, and I recently completed AP Research. Looking back at how far I've come since September, I wanted to share some honest advice and guidance as you get started with your own projects. At the beginning of the year, I knew I wanted to research something that connected to everyday student life, something I personally experienced. That's when I thought about how little sleep I get and how often I grab a granola bar or I don't grab anything on the way out of my house in the morning. After exploring existing research, I realized that while there are tons of studies on sleep and nutrition, very few focus on specifically high-achieving students like students enrolled in multiple AP classes. And even fewer looked at the combination of both sleep and breakfast, more specifically the grab-and-go choices. That was the gap I decided to investigate. My research question became, how does the quantity of hours slept and choice of grab-and-go breakfast food impact the academic performance of high school students on Long Island taking 2 or more AP classes? I choose a quantitative method using a survey because it allowed me to gather a lot of data efficiently from students. My survey asked about sleep quantity, breakfast habits, and GPA. The advantages of this method were that it was simple to distribute. I held QR codes to my survey in popular teen dining spots like Starbucks, Sobel, and Tropical Smoothie. I also posted a link to my survey on my social media 3 times a week for 2 weeks. The survey also allowed me to easily analyze the results statistically, but there were also some challenges. Getting honest, accurate, self-reported data can be tricky, and designing good questions took more time than I expected. For analysis, I used multiple regression analysis tests to see if there were statistically significant relationships between the independent variables, sleep and breakfast, and academic performance. Interpreting those results was one of the most challenging but also most rewarding parts. I'm most proud of how I was able to take a real-life question and turn it into something meaningful and data-driven. Seeing my final regression results and being able to explain what they meant just felt like the whole process came together after months of hard work. I'm also proud of how I stuck with the topic I cared about, even when it got hard. I didn't try to take the easy way out, and I think that made my project stronger. Honestly, I'm really proud of how everything came together, but if I had to pick one thing to do differently, I wish I had trusted myself more earlier in the process. At first, I was second-guessing my topic and didn't know if it was good enough or original enough. But once I committed to it and just started diving into my research, I realized how relevant and important it actually was. Not just for me, but for other students and teachers around the world too. So, if anything, I wish I had been more confident in my work from the start instead of overthinking. If you're just starting out, just take a deep breath. You do not need to have everything figured out in just September. Choose something that actually interests you, even if it feels simple at first. You can always build up depth later. Also, don't get discouraged if things don't go perfectly. Mistakes are part of the process. I definitely made a bunch. You'll learn so much by the end of the year, not just about your topic, but about writing, time management, and statistics. And trust me, when you finally present your findings and see how far you come, it's all worth it. Thanks for watching. I hope this gave you a bit of confidence to begin your research journey. Good luck. You got this.